Do you know what day it is? What's going on, Excel fanatics? Verdexes here. Today I'm going to show you how to do the weekday formula and how you can check your work. So the weekday formula brings, whenever you pick a date or any kind of particular day, it'll use this formula and it assigns a number to it. So I made a legend here on the side. If you use this weekday formula, it'll assign Sundays as 1, Mondays as 2, Tuesday, etc., etc. So what I want to use this weekday formula for is if I'm looking at every single day of the week, because when you look at data, it's really great to be able to see things broken out as much as possible, but you also want to be able to simplify it and condense as much as you need. So in this case, I have January 1st, 2019 going through January 20th, 2019. Now, if I use the text formula and I select the day, quotation marks, and use D 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, close quotations, close parentheses, and hit enter, it tells me what day of the week this date is. So if I can double click the bottom right corner here, auto fills, and it tells me what each of these days represent. So say I want to condense my data a bit. If I want to show the weekdays starting Tuesday, so what I'll do, if I can't just use the weekday formula. So if I just do, actually I'll do it in this cell, equals weekday, I select the date, close parentheses, and sorry, that came out in the date format, but in the number format here, it comes out as number 3. So that's Tuesday. But the thing is, you're gonna have to memorize this legend. Like, you don't want to do that. You want to look at the date, right? So what we do is do equals, and you actually select the date that you want, and subtract the weekday formula. Then you pick the date again, and then since we want it on Tuesday, I do -3. Close parentheses, hit enter, and I have my weekday starting Tuesday. Now watch when I double click this and it autofills. See, look, it stays as 1s, stays as 1/8, 1/15. So let's test this, right? This weekday, day of the week here. Use the text formula again, quotation marks, 4. And the reason I use 4 Ds, by the way, is just as a formatting. If I use 3, it gets reduced, and then 2, and so on and so forth. But I'm just going to use 4 just so you can see the full thing written out. And look at that, they're all Tuesday. So if I wanted to even switch this to maybe a Monday, Monday is 2, enter, double click that down, and look, they all switch to Mondays. So just kind of as an example for you, say I wanted to put this in a pivot table. And if I look at the date, it looks a bit long, right? And then the data you have to look at, by day. But if you wanted to condense it a bit, we now have the weekday. So now, sometimes when this happens, you can see that it automatically groups stuff, right? So you see years, quarters, weekday showing up here. If you don't want that, you can actually just right-click the pivot table, ungroup, and then it's just exactly as, it's more clear this way, in my opinion. I don't really like it grouped when I look at my pivot tables like this. So hopefully that is a helpful tip for you. But you can see how much more condensed the pivot table is thanks to that. So that's just a way to kind of help condense your data as needed. And then obviously if you wanted to look at within each week, you can actually stack the date underneath each week. And then you can collapse it and then open and close as you need. So that's just another way to use a pivot table and use the weekday formula at the same time. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful for you. Go ahead and give it a try for yourself. Give them hell out there and let me know how it goes. See you guys next time.